This week's episode is brought to you by Tabletop Backer Party on Facebook, which is the largest board game crowdfunding group on this side of the internet. Hello, fellow gamers. I'm Gloryhound, and this is
Dr. Gloryhogg.
And welcome to I'd Back That Kickstarter show. Today we have everybody in chat. Hello, everybody in chat.
Everybody. The whole world.
I wish it was the whole world.
The whole world.
But we have Kabuki Kid and Fatal Paper Cut. I saw Pete up there. We actually have Pandasaurus Games in chat, which I'm always excited about having the publisher in chat to answer all of the questions for all of you. And then, yes, we have Ryan in chat and Jim, and we have Battle Cry. Thank you so much for showing up today. Zecto. That's right. Oh my goodness, like.
You're gonna have to stop doing that. It's gonna be too many.
I have so many things to talk about in this Kickstarter show today.
Oh my god.
The chat clan, that's right, absolutely. So
if you're noticing my sweet battle scar, I decided with 20 minutes to go on the show to shave, shower, and do my hair, because it wasn't like that 15 minutes ago. My brother even stopped by and I was like in shorts still. And I was like, oh, I can do this all real quick. I'm like, what do we got, 20 minutes? Yeah, we're good. So I took the razor and I was like, and it just went, and just sliced my face. And I'm like, all right.
You could have actually just come up with like a really metal story about like how you fought something off.
This?
Yes.
Oh yeah, this I got from a really awesome story. I was at the grocery store and some lady was getting mugged and I jumped across and this guy whipped out this giant 6-inch barreled gun and it cut me right across the face before I grabbed it, bent the barrel around like this, and then he shot himself.
What?
And when the police came, I was just lifting him with one arm and they were like, wow, you're my hero. And I said, no, you guys are the real heroes.
Aw, Dr. Gloryhogg, we really appreciate that.
What, this? Oh, I got some really awesome story. This is actually from when I was wrestling alligators when I was young. It's always been there. I usually just put makeup on it.
Oh, okay. So you usually just makeup over that so nobody can see. Yeah.
I was doing my hair and everything, so I was trying to keep up because we have like the best looking chat out of everyone. So I was like, there's some real heartthrobs in chat. I had
you gotta make sure
keep my game up, right?
Above all that, just to make sure.
Super believable, right?
Very believable.
Really believable. I need to take pictures or do like a little video of where this supposed jump happened. That now looking back on it seems entirely impossible.
And then you can see it's just like a little hill.
Actually, you know what? Can my brother confirm this? Was my brother on the back of this?
Can he confirm he was on the back of your
jump.
bike?
So,
oh my gosh.
The end of the cul-de-sac. I'm just going to lay it out real quick. Just real quick.
Oh my god. Okay.
End of the cul-de-sac. Supposedly, I remember hitting this sweet plywood ramp and jumping over this grassy area, over a wall that had like 1 or 2 blocks knocked off, and then landed in the middle of Gilbert Road. And there was somebody on the back pegs. So that's the real shortened version of the story without me being all crazy about it. My brother's in the chat. Maybe he can confirm. I feel like he would have been there because he was always with me. Just saying. All
right. So starting off here today, we have Dinosaur World. This is by Pandasaurus Games. Let me get started.
You very much did.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
First off, Pandasaurus Games, I love this video that you all had on here. It was adorable. Whoever you had do your video, this was just fantastic.
Yeah, it was really good.
Gem to watch and then also very informational. So I really appreciate that.
Like 93, I was like, oh, is that Jumanji? And then I was like, oh wait, that was when Jurassic Park came out. And I was like, oh, yeah.
So with this here, we have Dinosaur World. This is for 2 to 4 players. It's going to be 60 to 120 minutes. But they're also partnering this with a Roar and Write game, which is also dinosaur themed. That one is for 2 to 4 players and should last 30 to 45 minutes. So in this particular Kickstarter campaign, you can go ahead and get Dinosaur World like so, or you can go ahead and get the Roar and Write or a combination of the both, which I really, really appreciated with that. So it's very, very clear. Like there's 3 tiers.
Well, like real talk, who would you be in this video? On this Skype call, who are you? I personally think I know who you would be, but I'm curious who you think you are.
Is it the person like eating the sandwich?
Yep.
Yeah.
She's Sandwich Woman. And I'm the dad that's just like, because in real life, that was me. I was the one that was home with the kids. So I would show up and I'd have like Cheerios in my hair and stuff. I'd be like, what's happening? What? And I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, that's me right there. My shirt's ripped. Kids are animals.
Sandwiches are very, very important.
Yeah, you're definitely sandwich lady.
Let's get to some of the gameplay
on
here.
On camera a lot, actually. We love Sandwich Woman. We love Sandwich Woman. Yeah, you're definitely Sandwich Woman.
Let's see your chat. Let's see here. So stoked for Pandasaurus Games. Yes. Okay, so with this here, the sort of stuff that they're including in this game is super fantastic. I love the little Jeeps. They're doing all screen printed meeples. This is set in the future of what happened in the game. So, like, basically, you know, all your dinosaurs are getting out and they're attacking people. Some lawsuits got involved. And this is almost like Jurassic Park, where it's like a reopening of the park.
Yeah, well, because it is, if you think about it, because you got Jurassic Park, then you got Jurassic World.
Right.
So it's the same type
this
of
is
thing.
like
This is
Dinosaur World,
yeah.
which is hilarious. I love that.
I feel like they maybe have seen one of the movies.
Heat transfer artwork on Dino Meeples and Jeeples.
So that is really important because that is a big upgrade over the first one.
Yes.
And then you don't have to go to like MeepleSource or one of those third-party sites to get ones with like the cool printed. Because that was like,
spend extra money on those.
They were like 30, 40, 50 bucks for those sometimes. And I'm like, I can't see doing that.
We appreciate those being included in the game and all of the little like tokens and stuff. Like, oh, I'm so excited. Oh, we're gonna get down.
Sorry, I was doing the roar.
I can't wait. We got to start moving now. We got to start moving down.
I can see why she said I thought we weren't gonna do that bit because that was. I saw that a couple times. I was watching a couple of the different videos on the page, which they did a good job of highlighting a bunch of different people there. You had like Mandy and all kinds of different people there. So it wasn't like the same 5 people that you always see, but they were like, I saw a couple of them do like the roar too, and I was like, yeah.
I really appreciate that too as well, Pandasaurus Games, including lots of different people in your reviews for this. Like, that is so helpful in the community. So moving down here,
one of the Jeeples is a Hummer. It looks like a Hummer, so I'm excited about
that. Is it really?
Yeah.
I'm scrolling down. Hold on.
It's like the exclusive-y one.
What are your thoughts on this game?
So I have like the weirdest mixed feelings on this one, and let me preface this that all these games were initially picked by me, and then she like weeded them down to like the top 4, right?
Right. These are not paid. They're not paid to get in here. These are genuine games that we pick every single week.
So I want to back all these games, but we all know that the way I try to pick only just one that I'm going to back, right? I have like the weirdest mixed feelings of this because I have so many dinosaur games. I don't want to name them all off, but I have Dinogenics. I have Welcome to Dino World, which is a roll and write. We have Dinosaur Tea Party. We've got the Control Chaos expansion for Dinogenics. We have Dinosaur Island.
That's right.
We have we have Tiny Epic Dinos.
That's right.
So it's what, 6 dino games already, at least? We have another 1 or 2, I'm sure, that are in there, like Dinosaur Tea Party, that we don't think of as dinosaur games, but they actually are dinosaur games. This one seems like more worker placement than the original Dinosaur Island, which I have not played. I have played Dualosaur a bunch, though. It seems more worker placement than the first one, but then it's got like the tile lane, which kind of reminds me of like Suburbia. So I
was thinking of that too.
I'm wondering, like, it's like kind of like an interesting mashup where I'm like, I don't own Suburbia. Game Boy Geek has like the really nice collector's edition one.
Like, we played Suburbia and stuff before.
But right, so I'm like, I feel like I would only have room for one or the other, right? Because like
I love this mashup of it though. I really like the mashup.
This one seems like way more complex though than like Dinogenics, as far as like more stuff going on with the different phases and everything. Because you're not only are you trying to build dinos and then building a park, you're also like building out with the tiles, and all the tiles have special things. And like Dinogenics, you only have certain tiles that do different things. This one, like every tile you've got, and then you're going around with your Jeep and trying to manage your Jeep and the upgrades and security. And there's a lot of like, yeah, it definitely seems like it's a heavier game. It's more puzzly than Dinosaur Island for sure. Thank you.
Okay, so let's see here. I had to Google when Jurassic Park came out because of the video, says Kita. Pandasaurus Game says Dino World is thinkier and more puzzlier than Dino Island for sure, which I'm so excited about because I liked Dualosaur Island.
Yes.
But that, for me, only has so many plays in it as far as, like, so many times in a row I can play it, like, in a short amount of time.
Like, this would be better with more players. It's a 2-player game.
I would wait for a while, put it on the shelf, and then come back to something like that. With this one here, I feel like there's so much going on in it that you would play through and then you would immediately want to replay again because of all the different things that you can do in this. So let's hear. At DrGloryhogg, very different than Suburbia. Yeah. Tiles only activate if you drive your Jeeple over them.
Which is really important, but that's a whole other thing you have to manage, right?
Right, because you're driving to like see all the different things happening in the park, which is, it's so thematic.
Can I just say, if you want me to play like a Thinky Euro, put some dinosaurs on it, because this actually makes me excited to play it, but I'm like there's a lot going on here. I feel like I'm going to have to read this rule book more than once.
So
I like this, the worker part, where you get the different workers.
Yes, and that's a drafting portion of it.
Right, and they all have different abilities. So, like, the blue worker's going to be better at doing this thing than the other one is. So, like, you might need to use less workers, or you get a bonus for using specific workers. So I think that's really, really interesting. So
Stefan says, we need a Pandasaurus attraction and Meeple on this. So, yeah, I absolutely enjoyed that as well, the drafting portion of it and getting the different workers here. And then whenever you're putting your park out here, you can build special buildings. What is this? And dinosaur paddocks.
Yeah, the titles just reminded me of Suburbia. See, Kabuki Kids on.
Because you can throw them in there.
At a glance. At a glance.
The what?
I'm talking about my first glance when I first looked at it. Oh, Kabuki says that they also see the comparison between Suburbia at first glance, and that's what I'm discussing is my first glance. So I was like, oh man, is it both?
You still have the DNA portion here where you're managing DNA and you're building dinos to put in certain portions of the park. I don't know if you can see them here, but you can definitely see it here where they have like a little space available. You can't see my mouse, sorry. I am circling with my mouse frantically for you all and you can't even see it, okay? Apologies.
Yeah, don't be weird.
But you're still having that basic building the dinos as well as all these other things happening in the game, which I really, really like. This is like, I want to say like, an upgrade to Dinosaur, like a huge upgrade to Dinosaur Island, which was like if you were going to play them, you would want to introduce people to Dinosaur Island, and then you're like, now hold on, let's play Dinosaur World, because they already have that kind of theme in play. They understand maybe the DNA portion of it, and then you have a bunch of different aspects that you're adding into the game. Kabuki Kid says, I love the dual layered boards are becoming more and more in my norm. Yes. Yes. Because knocking over... Oh, okay. You know, knocking over the stuff on your board is horrible. Horrible. Like dual layered boards for tiny little pieces that you're putting in there is so important. And let's see here. I was going to ask Pandasaurus about Tabletopia and when that is going to be available. If you guys have a certain date or a certain timeline when that will be available for people to play, that was a big thing for me.
Plus, they have a bunch of live plays coming up. Like, they have one today, I think.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
I'm trying to think of who it was. I looked at all of them, but there's a live play coming up here soon, which is really cool.
Which, again, another great aspect is at the bottom of they have all of the live plays like scheduled, lined up, so you can just go down and go, okay, what's happening this day? And you can go ahead and, like, click on it, and it's fantastic. So fantastic.
So I think the one advantage this one has is since I don't already have Dinosaur Island, I have Dulosaur Island, which is such a small, compact version of it, right? And since I don't already have Dinosaur Island, I feel like I'm getting like, I don't want to use like numbers because the numbers don't mean that they're necessarily better, but like Dulosaur is like 0.5, the Dinosaur Island's like 1, and this would be like a 1.5 as far as like complexity.
Yes.
Right? So I feel like since I don't have that middle one, it's actually a little bit easier for me to get into this one because it is like a whole level up from the other one I currently have, which is Dulosaur.
Right. So let's see here. Finalizing Tabletopia tweaks in the versions. It will be coming up soon. Okay, I'm excited about that. Yes, and Mandy and Susan will be playing it today. So if you're interested in seeing more of that, make sure to go ahead and take a look at that. And in an hour, the Raw and Right. Oh, the Raw and Right.
What is this?
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Why are you making fists?
I'm so excited. Okay.
You are always excited by this. Which, by the way, if anybody thinks that they can guess what my number one pick is, feel free to put it in there, or what her number one pick is. Because we'll tell you the number one pick at the very end.
Let's see here. So, I love Roll and Rights, first off. I have to say. I love Roll and Rights.
It's the bane of my existence, but yes, you do. You love yourself some dry Roll and Rights.
Come on now. Come on.
The Roll and Rights she likes is like just a slice of white bread where you're like, can we put something on this? It's so plain.
Roll and Rights, I feel like, come in a couple of different ways. They come in like a very abstract, they come in like an abstract sort of game that you're like, oh, okay, I'm just kind of like making check marks and stuff. And you're seeing Roll and Rights now that are like engine builders almost, like where you have your fleet dice. And what is another one I'm thinking of?
Do you see what they just said?
Oh, what? Oh, yes! Oh my gosh, I was totally going to say that. Pandasaurus Games. I'm so excited. I was going to... Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Fleet the Dice game is my number one Roll and Ride.
I want to like shake the camera right now.
I want to say, when I said that I like Fleet the Dice game, as far as Roll and Rides, it was the first game I ever played solo. I played it solo at work by myself one time.
You did.
It was the first game I ever played solo by myself.
Never play solo games.
I never do.
I have so many good things to say about Fleet the Dice game, and when I saw the little boards that you had here and kind of how things were being marked off and stuff, I said, oh, this is like a callback to that in my mind. Like, I hope that this has that same sort of format where you are engine building in the game. You are getting things to get other things in order to build other things, and that it all piles upon each other, and that it's such a a complex roll and write. Like, I never thought I would be like, I need more complex roll and writes in my game, but that's exactly where my jam is, apparently. I love it so much.
No.
So much. Gloryhoundd's tombstone will read, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
For real.
for real.
For real.
All the time, Battle. All the time. It is intense.
Hello, Steven. Hello. How are you doing?
And Omar jumped into. Thank you, Omar.
Fleet Dice is the bomb. For real. I am so happy that you all said that so much, okay?
Oh, you're getting the new Fleet Dice expansion? I have to pick that up, too.
Well, we haven't
Did we order it?
ordered. It's coming with Rococo, I think, or something.
Okay. So we did order it. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. That's on its way. But that just makes me so much more excited to see and hear that. So
we need to meet. That's our new theme music. We need to just buy out the rights for I'm so excited.
I need to like calm down. My heart is like racing.
I know, you're like intense. Usually I'm the one that's super hyped and you're like out of control today. But I will say that, you know, as soon as I heard that their Pandasaurus was doing like a new something that was related to Dinosaur Island, I was super hyped. And it like was instantly on the list. I was following it. I was following it. I'm like, okay, and I know we're gonna be talking about on Friday. Just got instant added.
As far as the pricing for this game goes, if you want just the roll and write, then you're looking at about $30. If you're wanting just the Dino game, Dino World, then you're looking at $70.
Which is also really fair.
Absolutely fair.
I thought this was going to be $100 for sure.
Because of all the pieces in it and stuff, right?
All the really cool games are $100 now, it seems like.
All the really cool games.
I mean, it's true, though. Like, all the really cool ones just always seem like they're $100 now. So I'm always like, every time. And $100 hurts so much more than $80, and I don't know why.
Let's see here. Oh, now I have to buy this one, too. Oh, no.
Yeah, like, I think, like, I'm talking myself into it, which is never good. I don't want that. I was really hoping that you guys could talk me into it.
So, if you want both of them, though, it is $95 on that, okay? So, the combined portion of them for it, which, man.
Tell me how you really feel.
I'm going to have, I mean, would you back this game, Dr. Gloryhogg?
I would.
Would you back this game?
I would. I don't want to, though, but I do. Like, it's bad. Because I feel like I have so many Dino games, but I also love them so much. So, like, is it okay to back, like, another dinosaur game? Is that, like, allowed?
I think so. I feel like this one here has enough differences from the other ones that we've played that this is something you're going to want to come back to. You don't feel like you're playing the game with playing multiple dinosaur games. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I played this and then Dinogenics back to back, we're playing two completely different games. They have two completely different feels to them. Like, they're going to be played in two completely different ways.
And with different groups, too.
Oh, absolutely. So, and that's another thing. I'd roll those games out to completely different groups, you know? So, like, absolutely. Let's see here. Can we pause on the flavor text for the Erasosaurus? Okay, where's that one at?
One of the stretch goals.
Stegosaurus, Jeeples, T-Rex, Raptor, Triceratops, first player marker. Is it down? Okay, maybe it's down on the bottom. Hold on.
Further.
Hold on.
Go slow.
Oh, sorry. I know I get everybody sick whenever I scroll too fast. I love the scientist meeples. Look at that.
Oh, I did have a question. So a lot of these were like, they're stretch goals with certain amounts, but they also say like time releases right there, Erasosaurus. Make sure it's on screen though. So I was like confused. Like, do these just release every day? Or are they only at certain amounts that they'll be released? Did you know the first Erasosaurus was discovered in Pennsylvania?
Oh, Pennsylvania, USA. That's fantastic.
I'm out. So ridiculous. Why do those get you so much?
I don't know why. I don't know. It's like, it's so punny, and I just love it so much. I can't even help it. Peter says, back it right now. Ryan says, wow, what a deal. You also get those coins. Those coins were sweet. We didn't even get a chance to talk about those. I'm like, I'll have to circle back to that, okay? So Mepper says, can we just say that dinosaurs make everything cooler? And
yeah, that's fair.
I 100% agree, okay?
Oh, and we have Jurassic Parks, like, in the mail, too.
Oh, that's right.
I knew there was like another dinosaur
Jurassic
game.
Parks, yeah.
And I know there's more that I'm just not even thinking of.
Oh, my goodness. So the big thing with getting the I guess the Kickstarter edition is going to be those coins in the portion of it, and then the screen printed stuff.
I want to say some of the other stuff, like the Jeep, like the Hummer Jeep was like exclusive Kickstarter, like that. But I'm not even super worried about it. Honestly, for $70, I'm not. They could resell all this like later, and I wouldn't be upset about it.
Well, it was exciting being able to get those pieces, especially the coins, and having it at that $70 mark, because usually coins like really
$20.
For real.
Yeah.
Like, usually coins add a ridiculous amount of money to
$100 is $20 more than $80, as Battlecry likes to say. So
timed exclusives equals included in all Kickstarter pledges, but might be sold on our website later. Not available in retail. Thank you so much for the clarification on that.
Because I've seen it both ways, right? I've seen it like where you unlock the stretch goal at this price point, and then I've seen timed where you're like, oh, okay, every day we release this stretch goal like daily or once a week or whatever. And I kind of like both models. I was just confused about that.
So if you are interested in seeing more on these, here's the schedule of live playthroughs, which you at Pandasaurus Games just did fantastically. I love it here.
Did you see that?
What?
Retail version will have naked dinos.
Oh.
No screen
printing. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's huge. With having the screen printed meeples and then also, or the screen printed dinos and the coins, like those are the reasons why you want to back Kickstarter games. Those are the reasons why when you bring this to your table,
I want people to come to the house and just grovel at my feet for my superior games as I display them, and I go, oh, like that time when Greg came over to play War of the Worlds and he saw that we had all the miniatures and stuff, and he was like, oh man, and then he went back to the deluxe version and sold his regular version. I want that kind of experience. I want someone to come to my house and feel like they made the wrong purchase and just resell a game to buy a better version of the game.
Oh my gosh.
I want them to come over here with a small crown and like put it on my head and make me king of games because my games are that legit. They'll be like, this is beautiful. They'll see my house and be like, I can see why you can afford them. But still, they'll think that my deluxe gamification is like on point.
It's on point.
Yeah.
Your deluxeification of games. I see that. I see that. All right. Well, Dr. Gloryhogg and our chat, I want to know if all of you are backing this campaign because I'm going to say I'm backing this campaign.
I can see backing both of these, one of these.
I want both of them.
I definitely want my top pick because the Roar and Ride does look kind of cool too, though. But I just don't like them as much. Don't look at me like that. I don't want to spend $300 this week.
You know you want that Roar and Ride. Come on now.
You want that Roar and Ride. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right. I think it's definitely worth backing with the coins and everything you're getting at $70. It's worth backing for sure.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Back it on Kickstarter. Get the cool stuff.
I need that as a shirt. Hey everyone, look at my meeple. We don't have a Dr. Gloryhogg meeple. I was actually thinking about we should totally make a Gloryhound like first player marker people can use.
Oh,
and
that would be really
slap that down
cool.
for all those games. They're like, and choose a first player however you want. And you're like, and the Gloryhound first player marker says Gloryhound always goes first. So you slap that bad boy down. Boom. Now we know who's playing first.
I like it. So Pandasaurus Game says, we think you're the king of games, Mr. Dr. Gloryhogg. Oh.
Remember Fleet the Dice game at Dr. Gloryhogg? And you know what? The one thing about Fleet is that I'm not super big fan of like fishing crabs.
So
right?
PETA says,
I don't need crabs in my life.
PETA says, I want to back it full, but I might just do the Raw and Right.
That's fair.
That's very fair.
That's kind of like what we did last time. We got Dulosaur. We actually got Dulosaur in retail, but we did get Dulosaur, but we didn't get Dinosaur Island at that point in time.
And I have to say that all of Pandasaurus Games stuff is always super great quality. Like we got, what was the game, had all the necromancers in it, and like you make a party out of like
Dead
resurrecting.
Man's Cabal?
Yes, Dead Man's Cabal. The pieces in that game are fantastic. Like all the little tiny bones and like just the detail, that they put into that. Mm-hmm. Like, you know you're getting a quality game whenever you're backing with Pandasaurus. So I'm excited. I want to back this game.
Kabuki makes a good point about different shapes for different prices.
Yes.
It's always really good, especially if you've got somebody that has sight issues, which, you know, they can kind of have a better idea immediately by picking it up like, oh, this is the 1, this is the 5, this is the 10.
Absolutely.
Always good.
So this has a lot of competition right now, so it'll probably not make the cut for me. What? Oh my goodness, Jay Peters.
There is a lot. Because we're not even talking about 7 Citadel, which we will next week because we'll be playing it on Monday on Game Boy Geeks channel.
That's right.
So, but that's out there too, and that's a $1.5 million campaign.
Oh my gosh, so many games to back, so little time. All right, so I want to back this game, Dr. Gloryhound. I want to back both of them.
It's definitely,
to be clear,
it's definitely backable. It's a backable game. It's a backable game. Yeah, it's a backable game.
All right, moving on. Thank you so much for Pandasaurus joining us in chat today and answering all of the questions that we had. Like, we really, really appreciate you all showing up. Next up, we have Crash Octopus. This is by Itten Games. It's for 2 to 4 players. It's going to last about 20 minutes on this one here. Let's see here. Having received Dinogenics not so long ago, I'm on the fence about Dinosaur World. It's a completely different game, Robert.
I do think that they're different enough that they share the same theme, right? It's like
absolutely.
The difference between like Zombie 15, Dead of Winter, and like Last Night on Earth. They're all zombie games, but they all play dramatically differently.
Absolutely. So I would say if you are into dinosaur-themed games, you're not going to have any trouble going between the two and thinking, oh man, I'm playing the same game. They're very, very different.
At some point in time, our collection's going to be like 30% dinosaur games, 30% zombie games, and then like everything else.
So Kabuki Kid says you really learn who your colorblind friends are when the game comes to them, and I was surprised to see how many friends are colorblind, so it definitely matters. That was very nice. Yeah, we always appreciate that as well. We have some colorblind friends as well. So let's see here. Crash Octopus.
So
Dr.
sometimes I like to
Gloryhogg.
take it to the next level and take off my glasses when I play.
Oh my gosh, that's how we get subscribers right there.
That's how we lose subscribers.
Dr. Gloryhogg.
Yes.
First impressions. Crash Octopus.
This looks freaking amazing. This is so dumb. I love the crap out of this. Like, the fact that you're dropping it. So I have, like, Flick 'em Up, and we have, like, Tokyo Highway, which they also made Tokyo Highway.
Right.
And we've got some other, like, kind of dexterity-ish type games and stuff, and flicking games. The biggest thing with flicking games is that, like, you know, when you're trying to play them, you have to explain to people, like, sorry, you can't even see my hand. You have to flick it like this. You can't go, pew. There's no power flicking, right? Most games you want to kind of, like, push like that, right? And we don't play a lot of them. The fact that this has like that bouncy little octopus head that bounces, and then you've got all these tentacles that are up, and then you're trying to use your little ship's flag to like smack stuff, which I think actually makes it easier for someone with nails.
I think
and
so
stuff.
too. I think so too.
I think it's gonna make it like a little bit easier, and then you're trying to like roll stuff around tentacles, and you're trying to get your person on the ship. You're trying to get the 5 different types of treasure in order to trigger endgame, because you gotta get the 5 different types of treasure too. You can't shoot at the treasure that's like closest. You have to shoot at the one that's the very close. You can't shoot at that one. You gotta shoot at the next one. And then the octopus attacks, which means like you drop dies down and die, and then now all of a sudden all these different tentacles are in like different areas, and like a die can hit your ship and like knock your stuff over, and I'm like, this is amazing. I'm just thinking about this giant kraken coming up and just messing people up.
Again, another company too that just makes amazing products. Like Tokyo Highway was such a gem to look at and to play.
And you really like that one.
It was so much fun.
I like the theming on Flick 'em Up, I think, more, but I also don't get to play Flick 'em Up a lot, where this one I feel like is shorter.
It's easier.
20 minutes?
It's easier to get out.
Even Tokyo Highway takes up some table space and takes some building. You have to explain to people, oh, well, if this ramp goes over this, you get these points and everything. Well, I feel like this is one you could literally just throw in your bag and then pull it out and, like, play anytime, like, so really easily.
Interesting.
Think about playing this at Chipotle, just dropping it.
Jay Peter says, the parts look great except for the little flags, which seem like they would get worn out. That's interesting.
I wonder. They're stiff, so I don't think they're like paper or anything.
Well, I'm wondering if, like,
you can buy replacement flags.
Either buy replacement flags or even just like a plastic flag, you know?
Yeah.
Like if it had a plastic, I don't know. Like I'm sure if they do that, somebody will be there to solve that problem, like a maple source.
I'm gonna buy a Greyjoy sticker and put it over it, like. Be like,
wow.
We do not sew, and then start smacking my pieces around.
So one of my favorite dexterity games
Greyjoys.
is, what is it? Oh my gosh, you totally interrupted me. I forgot.
Tokyo Highway?
No, one of my favorites. Flick 'em Up. There we go. Flick 'em Up.
I've been talking about that for like 30 minutes. Where are you at?
Because of the thematicness of that game.
Yes.
You feel like you're in the Old West. You feel like you're going through things. Like it's exciting for a bunch of people to play. It's so thematic on the table and everything. I think that's like been my all-time favorite dexterity game. So finding something like this.
That's faster. And the setup is dropping stuff, which I really love, that you're dropping stuff.
Yes, because the setup in Flick 'em Up, every single scenario, you are definitely rearranging everything on the table as you're doing it. Mm-hmm. And in this, the setup becomes so simple and it's so easy to throw out on the table that I can see this getting so much more play with it, you know? Let's see here.
It's just unique. It just feels like fun.
Oh, Kabuki Kid says the Dead of Winter version of Flick 'em Up is so cool too. Yes. I didn't get that one because we have all the other Flick 'em Up stuff, but when I saw that come out, I was so upset because I love the Dead of Winter theme.
I do want to try that Sonora, which is that Flick and Right, which is an interesting mix.
I'm so excited.
She just can't hide it.
I am Battle Cry.
She is, for real. It's bad. We're looking at like getting another Calyx shelf. Our house literally can't fit our games.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna have to start putting games in the garage.
What a fun theme though with this one here, having the octopus run around and attack your ships and you're trying to collect all the different treasures.
Yeah, the setup on this is like amazing. I have nothing but good, and it's $30.
The tracking is amazing too. As you go through, you just put the little crab on the other part of those little beads, and then that's when. So every time a treasure, every time a treasure gets picked up, you're basically counting down on that, and then the octopus is just running around wrecking everybody, and I love it.
I honestly think I don't typically like a lot of dexterity games. Like I don't really like playing Junkar or any of the ones where you're stacking as much.
I'm not a big fan of those.
They're fine. I just don't personally enjoy them. They're not my go-to games. I feel like this is one that I would bring as just like in our game bag all the time for just a Oh, you want to just set this up and play real quick while somebody's in the loo? That's a fancy term for the bathroom.
I want to wait for a second to back Roar and Right. It needs a burrito. That's right. You need this burrito right here.
Don't wave it around like that.
The burrito's a serious thing.
By far, I think this would be like our most played like dexterity game by far.
Probably.
Oh, we also have like that ladders one too, don't we? Or no, we don't have the ladders one.
No, we don't have that one.
I know you played that one.
Overall, with those stacking games, I am not as excited about the stacking games because, okay, yeah, you know, you're stacking and stuff, but
Embarcadero.
That's different. That's a whole different game. That's a whole different game.
Embarcadero.
With this one, you just have so much theme included in it and stuff, and it makes the dexterity of the portion seem really, really meaningful because that theme is brought in. Because there's other dexterity games where you have to flick dice into little circles and stuff, and you're like, yay, I'm hitting ships and stuff like that, and I'm just not as excited about those ones.
This one has like an awesome theme, and I love octopi.
Yeah, this one makes it so much
octopi,
fun.
so that makes it better. You're gonna cry every time one of those tentacles hits you.
I'm gonna be so angry at this, and it's a big old cute pink octopi, like so freaking cute.
All octopi are
J. Peter says 20 minutes in the loo?
Hey, some people spend 20 minutes in the loo. I don't judge. I don't judge.
Okay, so
maybe they're in there looking at BGG's new Hot 100 or something.
They have a mini solo game. I didn't even get to see these mini games as I was going through.
I didn't look at that either.
The practice die dropping skills.
The variant treasure types and everything. Mm-hmm. You can get a small octopus.
Oh, this is cool. So you can like practice your like little skills with all these little solo games. I'm excited.
I want this other stretch goal. A small octopus appears in the ocean. Stop scrolling. More strategy added to the game. Right there, 35,000. If it hits 35,000, you get a baby octopus you can put in there too.
Oh, I got to scroll up for that one right there. A little tiny octopi.
There you go.
Oh, well, and I was excited about these other components because I want to know what this island is. A small island in the waters, more strategy added to the game. Like, what is this small island?
I don't know.
What is this? What is this other additional component here? Behind the giant octopus looms the mysterious pirate ship. Hold on. I'm like...
That's at 80K, though.
Even more intrigued, though. Well, we need to get to 80K, okay?
We personally don't need to get it there.
A mysterious pirate ship expansion, okay?
Okay. That's fair. Everyone's talking about my use of the word loo. That's to keep it like that king theme going on, guys. It's called a callback.
From this day forward, all toilets in the kingdom shall be known as John's.
Because he was a real crap leader.
That was an excellent movie. What was that? Men in Tights, right? Such a good movie.
That wasn't Men in Tights.
I love Mel Brooks.
That was King Arthur, the Disney one.
No, it wasn't.
Robin
it was Men
Hood,
in
the
Tights.
Disney one with the fox.
No, it's Men in Tights.
I don't care.
It was Men in Tights.
It's been done so many times.
All right, chat. Hold on, chat.
I like the Robin Hood with the fox. That's all I'm going to say. That was the best Robin Hood by far.
Robin Hood, the Disney Robin Hood with the fox was like...
the best.
It's one of my
best
favorite.
Robin Hood.
One of my favorite
no
Disney...
offense to Kevin Costner. Hashtag Kevin Costner. Hashtag Waterworld.
One of my favorite Disney
Hashtag he tried.
movies. It was Men in Tights. See? See?
Whatever. You didn't care earlier that my brother confirmed that I did that sick jump, and you're over here so excited about this quote.
I'm so tired of your sick jump right now.
It's what the people want. They want sick jumps.
Dr. Gloryhogg.
I need to get on my bike and try that now.
And our chat. Would you back this game? I would love to back this game because for $30, this looks fantastic. Well, it's $31. Itten games in general are a little bit harder to find and come by. It takes
Tokyo Highway was a little bit. I think it took you a while to find that one after we played it.
Absolutely, it takes it a little bit. Well, I mean, it's produced in Japan, I believe, so it's like it's not an entity that's inside the U.S. or anything like that. So it just takes a little bit longer to get here. So if you want your game,
Japan's not part of the U.S. anymore. When did this happen?
Make sure that you hop on this, you know, if you want to get it to your table as soon as possible. At least that's what I would suggest. So, oh no, this one looks great too, and is one all of my kids could play. Yes.
Agreed. I think it's a really great little dexterity game. If you like dexterity games, this is the one.
Well, it's one of those ones that you can take to a party, like no matter what party it is. It could be a holiday party. It could be
an octopus party.
It could be a party with just your friends hanging out, you know, for a night.
It could be a tentacle party where everyone dresses up as a tentacle.
Probably,
I don't know.
Probably.
Cthulhu?
I guess.
You could paint this green, and all of a sudden now it's Cthulhu that you're fighting against. Boom.
Oh, let's see. Men in Tights is
that?
Honestly one of the weaker Mel Brooks films. If you ask me, I thought it was still adorable though, Kabuki Kid.
That's like one of her favorite. That's her favorite comedic, probably, director, right?
Mel Brooks is one of my favorite comedic directors. I think
Roll in the hay, roll.
Yes, there's very few of his movies that I've not seen.
Do they make you really excited? when you see that Mel Brooks has directed something?
They make me very ecstatic and excited, yeah.
Oh, she's a different word.
But Men in Tights was so mainstream. Like, it hit really hard for a lot of people, I think.
Young Frankenstein was the best.
Oh, I love Young Frankenstein so much.
I think it's funny that like we had a couple people that like popped out to like to actually back Dinosaur World or the Roar Right, and like they're like, okay, I'm back now.
We're back. Hold on.
Don't sleep on this. This is a game that'll be harder to find. I think it's going to be amazing.
Absolutely, it will be amazing. And once it hits retail, it'll still be harder to find because people are going to go ahead and purchase it up because it has a really cute theme. It's something that you can look at on the shelf and you're like, oh, what is this? And you turn it over and you're like, oh, this looks amazing. And then people buy it. I mean, it's going to be harder to find probably. Love the shirt. Whose shirt?
My shirt? I got my Ameritrash shirt on.
Thank you. High Anxiety is underrated. I totally agree. I loved High Anxiety. That was such a fun movie. Moving on. Next up here we have Night Parade. This is a self-published game. This is for 1 to 4 players. It should play in about 40 minutes. Oh, you know what? This one doesn't have a whole lot of stuff in their little intro thing here.
Yeah, it's like 14 seconds.
Apologies.
Well, you could have still played it.
Well, it's just the art. It's cute,
so
but
that's
it is the
like
art.
one of the main selling points. The art is legit.
The art in this is legit.
This is the person that worked on Dwarves.
Yes.
Like Dwarves 7.
But they did the
Fall.
art in Dwarves.
No, they did this. This is the designer.
That's the designer too.
Yeah, the artist is somebody different for this, I believe.
Oh, I thought it was just the artist.
No.
Oh, okay. Let's see your question. How many games have you backed on Kickstarter that you are still waiting to be fulfilled?
If you get a round number, just say it.
Don't like to talk about that.
What do you think it is?
Oh, it's a lot.
Because it's almost one every week, honestly. So you can imagine it's quite a lot.
Yeah. I mean, because we try to back at least one every single week, our favorite pick, and sometimes, especially last year, we would do 2.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Last year, was a lot.
A lot. It's like a whole lot. I'm around 107.
I think you're
so
in
you're
like,
feeling it.
I think I saw like the other day that you're like in the 300-400-ish range for backed projects or something?
I know that we
don't back for $1. We usually always go all in.
5 to 6 we're waiting on, like just that's in that shipping mode that's like, all right, it's coming
Dwellings
to our...
of Everdell, Tidal Blades. What was some of the other ones that are like, I think Rococo, there's Jurassic Parts, that's 5 or 4 I'm thinking of just right now off the top of my head that are on their way.
There's quite a few
of
them
too.
that are on the way, yeah. Including the ones that
Dice Throne Adventures.
Still haven't completed funding, J. Peters. Battlecry says 15, about 15 you're waiting on, or 15?
That's not bad. I want to know what Alan's is. I know Alan's list is usually pretty big.
Oh my goodness.
He's got a whole spreadsheet to track his and stuff.
All right.
We do the, what did we do? We do the buy it and forget it, where she buys it and then she forgets about it and she doesn't look at any of the updates and all of a sudden it just shows up and we're like, oh,
and I'm like, surprise!
I usually tell her that it's showing up because I see other people posting pictures and I go, hey, we should be getting it soon. Because sometimes, since we are in Arizona, it seems like people get it like in the middle first.
Oh, yeah.
And then like we get it like a day or two later sometimes.
And plus, if they're doing it by who backed it first to who...
Oh, yeah, then we'd be later.
Later, because we always back after our Kickstarter show, because I don't want to do any giveaways on what we're backing.
Right, so we're usually like a week behind.
Yeah, if you do follow us on Kickstarter. So, this one here, Night Parade, first off, the meeples are screen printed meeples are so cute, so cute. Basically, what you're having is different clans, and the different clans can do different things in the game, and you're using these meeples to occupy these certain cards in the middle here in this modular board, and then you're going to get points based off of what you occupy and then the secret endgame goals and stuff that you have. And each clan, each clan kind of has like a different style that they play. Dr. Gloryhogg, what are your thoughts?
I think since all the different clans play differently, it's really interesting. And then the whole idea of the game is it's the Night of the Thousand Yokai. I think I'm saying it right. So like if you go out during that time, you get snatched up. You're going to get snatched up. You don't go out during that time. So it's got like this rich, like hundreds of years of history behind it. I don't know all the history.
Has a lot of theme, yeah. Because I'm not like an expert in yokai.
I do like those sweet little Tories. You know, I'm a fan of Tories.
You're a big fan of Tories.
I am a big fan of Tories. That was the symbol that my unit used when I was in the infantry. So I'm always a big fan of that. Rakasans, forever. So I really like that. I like the idea of this one. I feel like this is the one that I have like the least amount of information on though. Like I was watching some of the videos and everything. I don't feel like I have 100% idea of how it plays though yet.
Okay.
Does that make
so
sense?
I went ahead and looked. There was somebody who had like a really good review on it. What was it? Hold on.
Did you write it down? Better Half reviews?
Yes. Better Half review. They're Better Half games or Better Half reviews.
Better Half
There's
reviews.
yeah, we'll
I looked
scroll
at that
down
one
and
a
look at
little
them.
bit, too.
Like they do such a good job and they don't talk over each other and everything's very clear and they did it on I think Tabletopia, which this one should be on Tabletopia as well, that you can play it ahead of time. And they kind of went over everything. Like I really, really appreciate it. They're a smaller channel, so if you are interested in this game, make sure to watch their little review. And then, like, go support their channel. Like, they did such a good job. I was really impressed.
I like some of the numbers that are coming in. Someone's like 21 total, and someone's like, I got 2 pre-orders on the way. And then Mepper's like, yeah, I got 1 in September and 1 in October. You know,
my goodness.
3 in November and 6 in December. Like, yeah, it's a lot. Like, because of COVID, there was like 6 months of like no games getting delivered for us. So it got really intense. But I know we were backing them at like 1 to 2 a week. There pretty much. I mean, I would say on average at least 3 a month. And so I know that there's going to be a point where we're going to get like 6 heavy, like super awesome Ameritrash games for life all at the same time.
Oh yeah, they're all going to come at the same time.
And they're just going to show up and I'm going to be like, what the? I'm going to have a hard time. Like I'm not going to know what to play.
I'm going to be reading so many rules. All the components in this game are so adorable. Like these little scrolls that keep track.
Yeah.
I really like these scrolls. They keep track of which yokai you're using because you can only use like one type of yokai at a time. So like when you use them, you flip over the scroll and then that notifies you that like next time you have to use one of the other yokai clans and stuff as you go.
And this does area control and engine building, which are 2 things that we like. You
that
like
was
area
also
control.
true.
I like engine building. So that's pretty quick. That's pretty sweet.
Here are going to be like your hidden goals that you have with different tiers and different points that you can earn in here.
This campaign's doing pretty well, isn't it?
It is doing really well, yeah. And this is their second one, and I believe their first Kickstarter is delivering pretty much right about now.
Okay.
So like the last Kickstarter was funded. It's out there, like it's being delivered. So I have a lot of faith, even though this is like this is like their second game.
And they've worked on other games before, like I said.
But as in their own entity.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is their second game in their own entity. So really cool components on this one. I would say this is one that
I would buy these as like upgrades for other games even.
You're going to show new gamers to. So this is a game that's going to play easy enough that you're going to be able to show new people to. It's going to have that cute appeal to it. It's going to have that really interesting look that on your table.
And that's how you hook them.
And that's how you get new gamers to your table.
That?
I did.
That's how you hook them.
That's how you get new gamers to your table.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
I just like these. Look at these little guys, these little raccoons.
Yeah, I want all the
meeples
meeples and everything for sure.
They're so cute. Oh my gosh.
I'll talk about my trash.
I'm dying. I'm dying right now with this.
Are you excited? Now she can't do it. I'm exuberant. I'm exfoliated.
This is cute. So
I am exfoliated, like right here-ish.
For this one in particular, I'm really interested in seeing more of this. I think I might go try and play.
Yeah, this I think falls into that category of where I want to try it first, but I am definitely interested. It's got some really heavy competition though, so I'm glad we were able to talk about it on our show. But you know, when you're coming up against stuff like HeroQuest, 7 Citadel, Dino World, there's a lot of really big heavy hitters that sometimes these guys get skipped. So hopefully, if this looks like it's a good game for you, you'll be able to go ahead and support it.
Right, so I'm going to play it on Tabletopia. I'm not going to back it right this second, but this is something I want to see in the future. It's something that I would like to back in the future. Like, if I had more funds, I would back it right now because I'm really interested in the theme and the aspects of the gameplay. Like, I want to see more of this game. So
I only know all these E-words, Kabuki Kid, because whenever it's like, oh, it's a 4X game, I'm like,
we just like start making up things.
Elongate,
extrapolate.
Extrapolate. That's a good one. It's a good one. Exterminate. Did I say exterminate?
Exhume.
Oh, yeah, exhume. You gotta dig them up. You gotta dig them up.
4X games become like what?
Like they're 15X.
14X games. Yeah.
Yeah, like 15X games.
So, in chat, let us know if you're backing this game. I'm excited by this. It looks adorable. I love the theme. They did such a good job with this. Like, they need some Twitter handles and stuff so I can start tagging them and things because this was fantastic.
Well, I found it by the actual person, the designer.
Yes.
I found him on Facebook that way, and I let him know that we were going to be talking about it and everything.
Perfect.
But this is like pretty much a one-person operation or a very, very small team. Which is, well, I think that's what Kickstarter's for, right?
It is what Kickstarter's for.
I know that sometimes I forget that, but that is kind of what Kickstarter is for.
All right, everyone. I hope you all are ready for this. Oh, okay. So, do you want to go ahead and
I want to take a quick moment to
Okay,
thank
hold on.
our Patreon backers. Take it to the romance cam.
The romance cam.
I would like to thank Michael, Stephen, Vincent, Brian, Luke, Mark, Ryan, I don't know who that guy is, and Robert. Thank you so much.
That's right. We appreciate you guys, you all
This is your show.
backing us on Kickstarter. Wow. I appreciate all of you backing us on Patreon and then being able to contribute to our show in that way because we put up some polls. Everybody is participating.
And some people voted too. We were voting on what the next game we're going to play whenever we have an open slot.
That's right.
And people voted for Starfarer's Catan.
Yeah, so we're
which
going
I
to be
was
playing
surprised about. That wasn't even a game, like I won that game through Gen Cant. Because I participated in Gen Camp for like 3 years now, because I've never been to Gen Con, and I won Starfarer's Catan. I'm not gonna be able to say it.
It's because we switched to the other cam.
And that one has the most votes, so I guess we're playing Catan, like, which is crazy. I've only played regular Catan like twice.
Well, I really appreciate that, and that people being able to fund us and our show and everything, and then being able to participate with them and having them build our show and where it wants to go.
And decide what they want to watch. I put like 5 or 6 games up there,
and
so.
I'm going to be asking a lot of questions and stuff in there on what you guys want, because I think I brought up geeky reviews on things. So I think we're going to do some geeky reviews on some items for you all.
Well,
so
that's our
just
show.
stay tuned.
I'll see everybody next week.
Stay tuned.
You think we should talk about HeroQuest?
Probably.
Have you guys seen this one, HeroQuest? I think they just put it up.
It's HeroQuest.
Catan in space. I'm going to add like a little cowboy hats to my ship or something.
All right, everybody. HeroQuest by Hasbro Games on Pulse. Okay, so this isn't even on Kickstarter. HeroQuest is a game that was made back in the late 80s. It's a dungeon crawl style game here that you're going to be looking at. It has lots and lots of minis in it. The original was little standees and like little plastic pieces, like cardboard stuff for the like items in the game and stuff. So at the time, in the 80s, that's amazing.
I thought they had plastic minis and stuff back then.
In the 80s?
Yeah.
So, well, they've done a couple of reprints.
Oh, okay.
So back in the 80s, what is fantastic dungeon crawl in a box? Okay, so you had like story, you have characters, you had all these little quote-unquote miniatures that were made out of plastic and cardboard.
Well, because back then, the only big players in the industry were like the Hasbros and stuff like that. So if you wanted a game like Shogun or something, like, the best hobby games you could get were made by these people that went right to retail.
That's right. And yes, that's right, Stephen. This isn't on Kickstarter. So we're also going to discuss that too, and why I think it isn't on Kickstarter for a couple of reasons. Like one being really, everybody can guess, but I think there's some other reasons they didn't put on Kickstarter.
So HeroQuest
as well.
is very interesting though, because it is one of those Grail games I hear about a lot.
Yes.
This one and HeroScape are the ones, and I'm going to be 100% upfront. I have never played HeroQuest.
I have not played HeroQuest either.
This was not a game that was ever in my collection, nor do I remember anybody ever having it.
I didn't have anybody in the 80s to play this with. Like, my parents were not like hardcore gamers or D&D players or anything like that. I was lucky to get a Monopoly
in once every 2 years or something.
So I had no idea this was available until I became a gamer, and then, at that point, everything's out of print. Like, it's crazy,
and
right?
You're going to go back and get something from the 80s when you've got, like, Gloomhaven, right?
Right, exactly. So, let's see, I'm looking down chat.
So people are asking, so the reason why we included this one, and this was kind of my thing, I wanted to include it, and she agreed, of course, even though it's not on Kickstarter, because it is being crowdfunded for some reason.
Is.
This billion-dollar company is crowdfunding this, and it's got a very small goal of $1 million. So they were not even going to print it unless they made $1 million. They're like, if we can't make $1 million off of it, it's not worth our time. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Dino World, $45,000 goal. They would make it if they made $45,000. This one was like, with $1 million, or we don't even make it, bro.
We don't even do it. We don't even do it.
It seems like such a 1%er move to do, to be like, if I can't make a cool $1 million off of this, why even print it?
Why even bother?
That is so intense. $1 million from a $1 billion company. They don't really need our money. I looked at for example, I was on Twitter the other day, and Hasbro put out 120 tweets in the last hour when I had looked at it at one point in time. 120 tweets. That means that they've got probably I don't know, 5, 6 people on social media on just Twitter alone. Just talking. Just tweeting and answering questions like that.
Yeah.
That's a big company.
Yeah.
Like, people think of Pandasaurus as a big company. There's probably less than 10 people that work there. People think of Game Trace as less than 3 people. You've got stuff like Gambling Games is 3-ish people. all these big game companies that you see on Kickstarter all the time, you're like, oh, why are these big companies on here? Besides Come On. Come On's probably the biggest one. But most of them are really not that big. You're talking like 25 or less total employees. Even Dice Tower only has like so many actual paid employees, right?
Right.
This is this is a huge company. I don't know if I said that enough. This is a major company. Why are they crowdfunding this? Why didn't they just put up a pre-order?
I don't know.
Why are they even teasing you with the crowdfunding?
Here's why I think they crowdfunded it. Okay, one, because it was probably somewhat of a risky move for them because they didn't know how much interest it was going to have, if people were going to want to back it or not. So they're like, all right, we'll just throw this up here for $1 million.
$1 million? That's a real, like, hoity-toity move right there. I'm bully, old man, bully. What did Kickstarters raise nowadays? $1 million? There's not even that many $1 million Kickstarter campaigns.
Okay, so Jay Peters says, Hasbro used to have a chain of game stores that they closed down just because they didn't make enough money. So I always heard it was good, but I never played it. I was happy playing D&D.
So Steven Seitz says, everyone should watch the Why HeroQuest is great. So if you type in HeroQuest is I think it's like HeroQuest is the greatest. That is a hilarious video. It's from like 4 years ago. Yeah, it's a guy with this big scraggly Haggard beard, you know, like Harry Potter. And he's like, it's cracking good. He's like, and the only thing better than HeroQuest expansion is another HeroQuest. Get rid of the other expansions. It's hilarious. It is a really, really good video, and he deserves all the likes and subscribes he gets off that video, for real. But seriously, this is like a major company, and what are they really doing with this? This isn't what I thought. So I thought this was going to be like when Restoration Games took Fireball Island and remade it. I thought it was like when Restoration Games
we're going to get to that.
Took like, you know, Star Wars Duels and remade it into Unmatched. I thought they were going to like revamp it, modernize it, update stuff.
Yeah, so that's kind of the point I wanted to get at for just the overall one, is that this is like a huge slap in the face for all of the hobby game companies that are taking so much time to take a
beloved
game
IP
like Dark Tower, which Restoration Games just did, and completely not only just revamp the game and make it this thing that gives you your nostalgia piece and brings it to the table,
but adds like some 2020 flair.
Reinvents it in a way that brings a newer crowd to the table, you know? Like, you get to share your nostalgia, but then you also update the game, and then you make it better than it was before because you have the funding for it, or people already know about it. Yeah, people are already excited about it.
They're not even redoing the expansions. Like, it's going to be pretty much word for word. They're straight up like just reprint. This is a reprint. This is just a reprint. It's not even like an updated or an anniversary edition. This is just a reprint.
This is 100% a reprint.
So if you've done the expansion content before, you pretty much know how it's going to go.
With some updated art, some updated minis and stuff like that. They included...
Which is bare minimum. Could they even do the old minis anymore?
They included just as it is, like the old minis are so like undefined and stuff. Like
I'm saying, like, could you even do that now if you wanted to? It'd almost be harder to do.
It would be weird. I like the fact that they do have like the plastic bookshelves and everything. Like the art and everything looks good, but you know, they didn't. I know some people have complained about there not being as many female characters in it. At least the female characters are very clothed, I guess. Like, the thing is that there are so many other dungeon crawl games right now. Like, why? Other than the nostalgia, why? Why are you backing this other than the nostalgia?
Yeah, because I haven't seen one convincing review that's convinced me that this is something I need to have in my collection if I've never played it before.
I just thought off the top of my head, I'm like, okay, what are some other ones I could compare? So Massive Darkness, Wizards of the Coast, D&D, which is a dungeon crawl, Gloomhaven, Descent. Like, and those are just like medieval dungeon crawl games.
Mansions of Madness, Arcadia Quest.
Yeah, if you want to get into other dungeon crawls, you have
Darkest Dungeon,
Star Wars Rebellion, Zombicide. Like, they could have very easily found a game designer to revamp the rules for them, and taken all of these other ones that I've listed off into account and just go, oh, we could do this just a little bit better. Like, we could do it just a tiny bit better. We could do a little bit better.
So, and this is not to say that if you're backing it, we think that you're wrong. I mean, everyone has their own. We backed Dark Tower. We had never played it before. There is something to be said about nostalgia, right? There's some nostalgia games that I'd probably insta-back too. I don't understand this one as much because it just seems like they didn't try. And at first I thought to myself, oh, this is a good idea doing it on their own website because they save that 10%.
They save so much money.
Which is a good amount.
Yeah.
But Gloomhaven made Frosthaven made $4 million in Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And it was available to be shipped around the world. The most places, I don't know exactly which places it couldn't be shipped.
Well,
There's
the
always
reason
some.
they can't ship this is because they only have like the U.S. rights to it.
Is that why?
Yeah, so that's why.
Did you look into that?
Yeah, that's why it can't be shipped to other people in other places.
This game was originally made in the UK, though.
Yeah, I think it's U.S. and UK only, but they can't ship it to like anywhere in the world.
No, it's U.S. and Canada only.
Oh, U.S. and Canada only.
This game was made originally in the UK, if I'm not wrong. So all their fans that are in the UK just can't get this game without like buying it in American and having it shipped, I guess, or something. Like they can't just order it.
Per our comments here, so member says, I think HeroQuest delivery is 1 year out. I don't mind giving a little publisher a free loan for a year order to get a good game, but it feels like I'm giving a company a free loan. That's fair.
If I'm giving $30 to itten to make Crash Octopus, I'm assuming they probably need that to put into production. I don't think Hasbro needs my $100 or $150.
So let's hear. Ryan says, I remember Hasbro owns Wizards of the Coast, so they're probably utilizing a lot of the artists as well as the connections with WizKids to make all these miniatures. But why aren't they utilizing the designers for those?
So that was a good point because you mentioned that these were really cool, and I'm like, these are the exact same things you can get from hobby stores right now from WizKids and stuff. Yeah. They're not any different. They seem like they're very similar sculpts.
J. Peter says, not to mention the shipping to Canada is $135. Holy crap, what?
Peter's saying that maybe it was changed to 30. Either way, I just...
Oh my God.
And I'm not trying to bag on it, right? Because our show is a positive show for the most part. She's so excited all the time. Everybody knows this. So excited. I just don't see the mass appeal to this one. And if this is a game that was a retail game and it hit that kind of retail market, why didn't they just go to retail with this?
Because it was going to be too expensive. I think companies like Hasbro are still nervous to put a $100 board game in a store and have it sell.
This would sell like Targets, Walmarts, like all your kind of retail-y big box stores, I think.
Hasbro doesn't think so.
Well, Hasbro doesn't have the analytics that I have, okay? And my gut feelings.
I'm sure Hasbro has some analytics, okay?
It's just crazy to me, though. That doesn't make any sense.
Here's the other thing why it's on Pulse, everybody. Here's the big one that you're probably not even thinking about because, yes,
I want to know why.
They get to go ahead and keep some extra money.
So much more and shipped it across everywhere, I would think, from Kickstarter.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see really how much the ratio would have been. I mean, there's no way to do it now. But to
like
see,
Seventh Citadel, which is only like...
If putting it on Kickstarter, they would have gotten more money.
Seventh Citadel is making the same amount of money as this. And it doesn't have 30 plus years of, this is the best game ever behind it.
Here's the other reason why they put it on Pulse. Where are the comments at?
And there's no reviews?
Where are the comments and reviews?
No
Where's
previews,
the community?
No reviews.
Where's the community at?
Nothing. Where's the frequently asked questions? How are you going to know when this ships? Are they just going to send you an email? Are there going to be any Kickstarter-like updates? I don't think so.
So the big thing with Kickstarter, our Kickstarter crowd is
community.
Rough. Rough. Like, when you are doing something wrong in your Kickstarter, our Kickstarter crowd will come in there and let you know exactly what's happening and why it's wrong and what you should be doing and stuff. And I think the other reason for them putting it on Pulse is they wanted to bypass all of that. Because if this is being just released as a reprint, the Discord that's happening in the hobby gamer community is not being shown on there. And therefore, they are still making lots of money without that portion being seen. Like, people just coming into this are like, yay, HeroQuest, and they're excited about it, and then they don't get to see the reasons why they should or should not back it. Yeah, they're not getting an opinion that is both sides. They're just getting the opinion that they think they should have.
Yeah, because they don't care.
Because they control it. Like, they control all the information.
They don't need to build a community because they felt like they already have one of people that are just going to be excited about it and buy it, right? And I think another thing that they could have potentially done, besides having two rule books, like Kabuki's saying, one with the classic rules and one with new updated rules.
That would have been fantastic.
That would actually make me more interested. They could have also potentially have made it where you could just buy just the expansions for the people that have the original HeroQuest but just want the new updated expansions because the expansions were really hard to get. I don't know. There's little things like that.
Steven says, so true. They would be so under fire in the comments. Yes, and people would be leaving their Kickstarter, too, which is another thing. I don't know if on Pulse, if you back this in a certain time period, if you can leave it or not. I've never used this before, so I don't know what sort of visibility you have
like,
on
do they
all of
take
this.
so anyone who has backed this and nobody jump on them, please, if they admit it.
Yeah.
Do they just take your $100 or your $150 immediately?
Like, do
or
they
is it
have
like Kickstarter where they wait till the end?
Right, and do they have, like, is there any other area that you can now go to?
Right, is there like a backer kit?
Yeah, that you can see
Gamebound?
things or talk to people or anything like that? I would be interested
is there
to
like
know.
some hidden comments that you get if you back it or something? Like, I don't know. I don't understand this at all.
This is writing the nostalgia almost purely. So let's see.
I'm so confused by this campaign.
Let's be honest.
It's not
I don't
even a
think
campaign.
this game is meant for the game community. I think it's meant for the all-around nerd community who probably have a nostalgic love for the game. I would say that's pretty true. Absolutely.
That's definitely writing on nostalgia, right? Like, if nostalgia was a motorcycle, it's holding on for dear life.
We also have Jay Peters saying, DrGloryhogg needs that throne.
I need
they
all
saw.
The only throne I'm allowed to have is the dice throne.
So, Kabuki Kid says, it was a great game 30 years ago. Will gamers today feel that? Doubtful. Exactly, Kabuki Kid. It needs updated rules. It's been 30 years. There's no game that I have seen from 30 years ago that comes directly back that is a fun game that I will want to continuously play and add to for my collection.
Even Monopoly's evolved, people.
Yeah.
Even Monopoly's involved. And like Battlecry is saying, I didn't know Pulse exists either. I didn't either, besides the free advertising that people are going, oh my God, HeroQuest is coming, HeroQuest is coming. And then I clicked on the link that took me to Pulse, and I was like, what is this?
You're like, what the heck? What the heck is this?
Not impressed.
What is this?
Not impressed.
What is this?
This is...
I'm just saying that a billion, I don't know, trillion, I don't know how big this company is money-wise, but it's billions-dollar company could have done better. Like, they missed a huge, it's a huge pitfall. And not only that, what is it? Restoration Games was looking into
potentially like restoring it.
Yes, potentially restoring. I would have much rather had Restoration Games restore this game because I know it would have been done in a way that would have been...
Current game designers would have looked at it and updated rules and such.
It would have been done like with the community, you know, and in the community involvement, and we would have made a really fantastic game. And it almost, to me, it seems like maybe Restoration Games went in there and were like, hey, we want to restore this game, like, let's do this and everything. And Hasbro's like, I wonder if there's any interest in that. Let's put it on Pulse.
Maybe. I don't know.
And did that. That's how I feel. I'm like, oh, that seems kind of dirty.
Reprint. And the fact, they should have just made this a pre-order for the reprint and not try to make it some crowdfunding BS. This is bull shrimp.
It is bull shrimp, but these miniatures do look freaking awesome.
Yeah, but all minis look awesome.
Okay.
It's very... You know, we should almost make a comment if the miniatures look horrible. Most miniatures look awesome nowadays. There's good sculptors out there.
I appreciate them using some, not just your cis white male people creating stuff in this game.
Right, but those are like stretch goals that they had to get to and stuff.
Yeah, but there's, as far as like their group, I remember looking down here and seeing some of the people who were working on it. And I was like, oh, okay, at least they have like some other people in there, rather than just the people that you would expect to see in that sort of genre of games, right? So,
okay, Ryan's bringing up a point about Pulse. Pulse has been around since like the Comic Cons and stuff where they had exclusive items that you could get. I feel like I remember that. Like if you wanted like the San Diego Comic Con like exclusive, you could get them for a short period of time on Pulse for people that like weren't in the U.S. and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Or people that couldn't make it to Comic Con.
Yeah.
But they still sell out like crazy. And there were still like big old queues and everything. I remember trying to buy like some Magic set off of there once and it just didn't work out. I just couldn't do it. Like I could not purchase it.
Was there something about a designer being a stretch goal? Does this institute that there are some sort of tweaks possible? No, the designers are for the specific modules. When they say designers,
I think to add expansions.
Yes, when they say designers, what they're actually, I feel like they're referencing is people making the stories and content.
Modules.
Yeah,
right?
modules. Yeah, so like module designers, not board game designers. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. That's what they're actually referencing, because I went ahead and I was specifically looking through this campaign, and when I saw designers, I was like, oh, is this changing? And then I went and did research on BGG. Like, I went all over the place. I looked at people's videos on stuff. Like, I really tried to look into all the different aspects on this. And from my conclusion that I brought on was, no, those are module designers, because they are looking at having more modules in the game.
Can I just say I don't want this to be a thing? I don't want billion-dollar companies making their own sites and then crowdfunding. It's insulting.
It's insulting.
I don't like it. No, not at all.
Well,
I want every person that's ever complained about, like, Come On or any of these game companies, like, you're an established company, like Druid City Games or Skybound, be like, why are you guys doing another Kickstarter? Come on.
But you can't, because there's no comments. Nobody can say anything.
No, I'm saying anybody who did that and then backed this game are like the biggest hypocrites ever. Like, I don't know. You're not even backing this game. I don't even know what you call this. What are you, pulsing this game? if you're pulsing this game.
This female barbarian looks cool.
I'm not mad. I don't see the point of it. It seems like a complete miss to me. I feel like they would have made more on Kickstarter. They could have updated. There's just a lot of things they could have done. This is just...
Well, they wanted the Kickstarter benefits of having that loan without the Kickstarter community, and that's sad to me because the Kickstarter community is so good. It's harsh sometimes, but it's good.
I don't hate you.
They're making things better.
I don't hate you if you pulse this either.
Right.
Because
no, not at all.
if this is a game that you play or one that you've been interested in, you want, that's fine. That's your own choice. It's your own money. There's lots of games that I wouldn't back that you might want to, but I don't like the way the company handled it. So from the company perspective, I do not enjoy.
Yeah, right.
Hashtag 1 out of 10 would not do again.
Some of the good stuff that I have seen is that people are seeing this and then pulling out their old HeroQuest, maybe introducing it to their kids, or them wanting that nostalgia of introducing this to a new group of gamers, which I always love that portion of it. It's always so much fun when you can share that with kids or people in the hobby and stuff that you're playing with, or people that haven't played many games and everything. So I always enjoyed that aspect of it. Like, if you love this game, back it.
Yeah.
Like, go in there and spend the money. Like, if this is your jam, the miniatures look fantastic in it. They did do a really nice overhaul with the minis and aesthetics of the game. Not as much the game map. The game map looks pretty much the same, except maybe a little bit more vibrant and stuff. Like, they tweaked some of the colors on it and everything. But
they just ran it through like Adobe Print or something, like they just use like an unupdated pop filter or something like that.
Like
they take a picture on Instagram and they added like a different filter and they go, ooh, I like this.
Yeah, but as far as like the hobby market goes, it was really just seeing somebody work so hard, like Restoration Games with Dark Tower and everything that they imbued in that game and put in that game and made it so fantastic and made it so magical whenever you were not only revisiting it with the nostalgia, but also with new eyes and new content and new stuff. And you were so excited, and then seeing this, and it's like a half try.
Yeah, it's very disheartening.
It was very disheartening.
It's not
and
good for the community.
You know
it's
what?
not good for the customer.
You know what? I was like, good. I'm glad you're on Pulse. Stay out of our community.
Stay off Kickstarter.
That's right. Stay off Kickstarter.
Yeah, please.
I don't want you on
more
Kickstarter.
billion-dollar companies on Kickstarter, please. I don't know. Like I said, if this is a game for you, awesome. But it's not for us, though. Clearly,
it was not for us because I would much rather play.
I was excited about it too.
HeroQuest. I'd much rather play Descent. I'd much rather play, Star Wars Rebellion. I'd much rather play Gloomhaven. Like I'd much rather play those games. So that is our 2 cents on it and what I think kind of happened with all that sitch in there. So, Dr. DrGloryhogg, what's your number one you're backing?
Oh, you want to know my number one?
What's your number one you're backing at home? I want to know.
I don't think anybody guessed this. My number one?
Okay.
Crash Octopus. Yeah, for sure. Crash Octopus.
Crash Octopus?
Yeah, I would back that on my own, just casually. Crash Octopus
really?
is my
Crash
number
Octopus
one.
sold you over dinosaurs. Dr. GloryHogg, I'm so proud of you.
I love everything about Crash Octopus. Like, I am so excited about it. If we're only getting one game, and I'm happy to spend $30 on Crash Octopus. I think I'm going to get the most bang for my buck. There's a lot of bang for your buck out of Dinosaur World, though, too.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
But I just really feel like Crash Octopus is perfect. It fills a little niche that we don't have filled perfectly right now, and I think it's something I'm just going to play a bunch. I love Crash Octopus.
Kabuki says, boom, Crash Octopus.
Dropping that burrito. Yeah, no, for real, Crash
Battlecry
Octopus.
says, yeah, so much potential down the toilet. I completely agree. I would have much rather had Restoration Games handle that situation there, okay? PETA says, I'm sending Crash Octopus to my wife. That's right. That's fantastic. It looks amazing. So that's your burrito, huh?
Yeah, that's it. That's the one I would pick. That's my number one pick of the week, for sure.
My number one
I wouldn't
pick.
be sad about Dinosaur World, but my number one pick is, if we could only do one, Crash Octopus.
My number one pick of the week was a toss-up between Dinosaur World and the Raw and Right. Like, I want both of them, but if I had to pick just one of those, I want the Raw and Right so bad, everyone. I want the Raw and Right so bad, especially after hearing that they really looked at Fleet Dice, the dice game for that. Like, but I want both. I want all three of those games. I'm down with all three of those games, okay?
Yeah.
I want Dinosaur World, I want the Raw and Right, and I want Crash Octopus, okay?
Wow.
I need all those games in my life, especially, that's a good idea saying that Crash Octopus is something that we don't have fulfilled in our game collection.
Yeah,
so
it's
absolutely.
one that I would be I think it's one that I would literally get, open it up, and play it that same day. With Dinosaur World, you have to kind of plan that out, read the rules. I think Crash Octopus just is like a perfect little thing that we don't have that I'm really excited about.
Get both, says Ryan. I'm so excited for everything, says Battlecry. Me too.
No, he's making fun of you.
I know. That's why I said me too.
Me too.
Me too.
It's like whenever we play games, but I want to do all the things. Yeah. Yeah, and there's other good games coming up next week, too, that are coming out, like Darkest Dungeon's coming out. There's Seventh Citadel I keep mentioning.
Which we're going to be talking about next week.
There's a lot of games coming out right now. It's hot and heavy. There's going to be an expansion for Asking for Troubles, which is one of my favorite, entry-level kind of, worker placement.
I completely forgot about that.
That's coming at the end of next month, though.
Oh, my gosh.
But I'm going to back that for sure.
All right, so let's see here. We have Steven saying, I saw a playthrough of Dino World, and the titles are so big. It looked really great, too. Oh, I'm so excited about it. Jay Peter says, I'm backing Streets,
table hog.
which ends next week, but none of you discussed that today. Jay Peters, we actually talked about Streets. Was it last week or the week before? I think it was the week before.
2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, we talked about Streets a couple of weeks ago.
The first week it was released.
It looked really good. I was excited about Streets. I thought it was a fantastic looking game. Let's see here. Member says, I'm saving my money this week because I have one next week that will probably be pretty expensive.
I'm with David. I'm like, yeah, stimulus check. That might make some decisions easier. Is that going to happen? I think the best meme I saw all year of that was the stimulus check. It was Americans got $2,400. And for just and then the pandemic's been going for 6 months. They're for just $6 a day, you too can support an American.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's pretty true.
So, yes, Tantrum House did a 3-player playthrough last night, and it filled up their table. Oh, my goodness.
Which is something I think about, because we don't play on our whole table when we do playthroughs, because the camera can only get so much.
On the other side there. Let's see here. Yikes, I have 11 projects that are in the funding process. Ooh. Oh, my gosh, Jay Peters. Woo.
Yeah, that's tough.
Definitely a table hog.
I'm the only table hog here.
So that's my burrito. I'm going to say that
the
roar
rolling
and right.
Huh?
Yeah,
the roar and right.
The roar and right. That really sold me.
How is it? How do you do roar?
Roar.
Nailed it. Nailed it. Solid work.
Thank you so much for everybody that joined us today. If you are new to our content, make sure to like and subscribe to our content. Ring the bell so you get notified whenever we go live. We go live probably 3 times a week where we do playthroughs of Kickstarter games and new games in the community, as well as our Kickstarter show every Friday, which is an unsponsored show. It is sponsored by all of you with our Patreon account and everything, because we want to keep this media for all of you at home, not for anybody else.
Word.
It's not for the other game companies. For all of you. We do all this for you, all of you at home, because we appreciate all of you in chat so much.
You can't buy my opinion.
You all make this show so much fun and so wonderful to do. I'm always excited to do this show every single week. You guys are amazing out there, okay? That's my burrito segment, says Kabuki Kid, right? We need a picture of a burrito with us holding the game. We need to Photoshop that in. Just received Jurassic Parts and getting Red Outpost on Tuesday. Oh, that's right. Red Outpost should be coming in soon. Oh.
I don't even have any idea what we backed. Everything just kind of shows up randomly for me.
Also, if you are on our Discord and your comments get little burritos on them, that is me. I go through and I burrito everybody's little chats in there because I love seeing all of you there in Discord.
Battle cry? And Fatal Paper Cut, that's a challenge. Put a burrito on everything.
No!
Take away her burrito powers.
I use the burritos. That's my emoji.
Take back the burrito.
All right, so what do we have planned? We have 7th Citadel that we are playing on Monday on Game Boy Geeks channel.
It sounds like we're playing Starfarers Catan.
We're playing Starfarers Catan. If not next week, then the week after that. I have to look at all the games that we have.
What we already have scheduled,
yeah, see what we have scheduled and everything. But we'll have that out to you as soon as possible. Anything else I'm missing?
No.
Burrito slap.
Oh my gosh.
Burritos for the people. Viva la burrito. That's what I'm talking about. One day we have to do our show at a Chipotle or something. Or maybe eat Chipotle. Well, so then we can be we can't back anything today because we got Chipotle. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for hanging out with us on our show. We'll talk to you all later. Bye.